Hi guys, welcome back for another video. Happy Tuesday. My name is Shelby. This is True North Budgets. My husband Tanner and I are on a journey to pay off our debt and catch up in our sinking funds after just a lot of life things have happened this year. If that journey is interesting to you, please be sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can follow along. Today we are going to be doing a cash stuffing for the second week of September. We should have $553 here, so let's go ahead and give this a count and we'll get right into it. We have 1, 52, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 50, 1, 2, and 3. So it is all here. How has your guys' week been? Whoops. Hope it has been well. I am slowly getting caught up on videos and things. So that is a plus. I've had a pretty busy week this week. I co-host a couple of Airbnbs and I handle all of the cleaning for those, and we have had a pretty busy, chaotic last couple of weeks. Just a lot of guests checking in and out, and yeah, which means I have to go and clean a lot, which is fine. It's extra money, but just made for a chaotic week, but that's okay. The next few days slow down a little bit at the Airbnb. Tanner and I did not get to have our date night last weekend. Excuse my nails, you guys, they are atrocious. We were gonna do a fire pit and we ended up not being able to do it. The weather just was so back and forth whether it wanted to rain or be nice, so we just didn't do it last weekend. We are going to do it this weekend though. We're going to do a fire pit, and I think we're going to put up our projector in the yard and watch a couple episodes of our favorite show. So that should be fun. What do you guys have going on this weekend? I know it's a little early in the week, so if you have anything planned, let me know. Let's go ahead and get started. We will start off with my wallet. First up, we'll take out our receipts. I will scan these into my various rewards apps that I use. I'll make sure to leave those linked in the description. I use apps like Fetch, Receipt Hog, Receipt Pal, Receipt Jar. I use Pogo. They are apps where you can scan in your paper receipts, and for exchange, they give you points or coins depending on the app, and then you can trade those coins or points in for gift cards. So I will set these off to the side and take care of that in a little bit. And then I'll pull out my wallet categories. I did not have a chance to remake my envelopes. I know that I really need to, but it just has been kind of a crazy week. So we'll start off with gas. Gas is going to get $50, and I did that in 2 20s and a 10. So there is 50. And before we get too far into it, off to the side, oh sorry, I just bumped the camera. Off to the side, I'm going to be looking at my cash planning sheet. So I did this before I went to the bank today. I put in all of my categories and the amount that I'm stuffing for each one and what denominations I wanted. So I planned this out and then put it on a teller slip so I could take that to the bank and take out the right bills. Those are my custom cash planning sheets. They will be part of my budgeting binder as soon as I get that reworked, and then I will also have them listed as a single, like an individual digital download and like a bundle where you can order like 25 of them or something like that. I also am playing around with making tear off notepads, so if I can figure out the best method to do that, that's not super time intensive, those will also be available on a tear off notepad as well. So that's gas all done. Groceries, let's see what we have left in here. Probably not a lot. 20 bucks. So groceries is going to be getting $2.50. So we have 100, a 50. Oh, actually I did 250s. So that's 200. And then we did 20, 40, and 50. So now in groceries we have 1, 52, 20, 40, 60, 70. 270 in groceries for this week. That is great. Groceries are so expensive where we're at. How about you guys? Are there... I am not in an area that has Aldi. I wish. We don't even have Winco here. We basically have Walmart or Albertsons as our options for grocery stores. So clearly the cheaper of those two is going to be Walmart. That's where we typically shop at. I know there's other towns around me that have like Winco, and they have a lot of lower priced grocery items. And then a lot of East Coast towns have, that's a really nice 20. A lot of East Coast towns have stores like Aldi, and Aldi is really, really inexpensive from like grocery and restocking videos that I've seen on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. But we don't have anything like that here, and groceries are just crazy expensive. And we don't even buy a lot of meat at the grocery store because we get a quarter of a cow every year. So I don't know where all that money goes. And we don't buy like a lot of extra stuff. I buy some snacks because Tanner works 10-hour shifts and he doesn't get a lunch break. He works at our county jail as a detention officer, and none of them take a lunch break because they do not have the staffing for that. So he takes snacks and a ton of food, so I always have snacks on hand. I also usually have like 2 or 3 of those like frozen meals on hand for him, just in case whatever we made for dinner didn't have enough for leftovers. And then, yeah, really we're ingredient households. We don't buy a lot of like pre-made stuff. Obviously, not obviously, I guess I shouldn't say that, but I haven't gotten onto the train of making my own sourdough or anything like that, but I do have sourdough starter in the fridge. I want to make sourdough. So if you guys have good sourdough recipes, send them my way. I'd love to give it a whirl. But yeah, I don't know how our groceries are so expensive. But eating out is going to get 30. We have 20 and a 10. So now we have 20, 40, and 50 in eating out. And that is going to do it for my wallet categories. Set those off to the side. And we will jump into my binders. We have high priority first. I do sell these custom labels, so you can order the labels on my Etsy store, or you can also order the envelopes with the label already on it. So either way, I currently have A5 size listed for both the labels and the envelopes with labels. I have not quite listed the A6. That is on my to-do list this week though. So we are going to be skipping beef. That is not being stuffed right now. We have $5 in that. Business is being skipped and it has 60 in business. Clothes is being skipped and it has 2. Date night though is getting stuffed. It is going to get 25. I know some of these amounts probably changed from my last cash stuffing. I am just trying to level out. When Tanner and I got married in August, that whole like month of July, there just was a lot of times where we just needed random cash for things and didn't have time to go to the bank. So I pretty much wiped out all of the cash from every single envelope that I had. And I track all of my envelopes pretty meticulously. I can show you guys an example really quickly of what that looks like. So I have this binder that has every single envelope has a page, and I track the balance when I add cash into like envelopes that I'm behind in, and that cash doesn't obviously cover, like I'm still negative, I will write off to the side like how much I'm supposed to have left after covering what I could cover. So that's kind of how I was able to keep track of which envelopes had a balance that I was taking cash out of. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to, as I'm going through unstuffings, I'm trying to just rebalance and get everything back to where it should have been. So totals are going to change on a week-to-week basis, probably throughout this whole month while I kind of get this all worked out. But now in date night, we have 1, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 129 in date night. Most of that is going to go back to the bank to pay off a concert that we went to a few months ago. We did not want to pass up that concert. It was for Cooper Allen. I don't know if any of you guys know who that is. He's a rising country artist, and he is one of my absolute favorites. He actually, our wedding song was the song that he wrote for his wedding, for him and his wife to dance to. And we got to go to the concert. The concert tickets were so cheap, you guys. They were, the tickets themselves were $35 each. And then we obviously had to pay fees. I don't know if you guys have ever bought tickets online for anything, but they seem to like to charge fees for everything. So it ended up being like $100 for both of us to go to this concert. And that was the third time that he'd been in our area. The last time we wanted to go, he sold out in like 3 days. The venue that he was performing at is not a super big venue, but that still was like 500 people, and his tickets sold out in like 2 days. And then I don't know, they might be able to hold more than that, but this time that we went in April, I think it was whenever Easter was, so I think that was April this year, we went. He actually added another show because he sold out so fast. So we really, really, really wanted to go see him before he made it to the big arena in the town that we went to. Just because once they go to the big arena, the tickets are like, we would have probably paid double what we paid. So anyways, that was, sorry I rambled a little bit there. Emergency we skipped. Household is being skipped as well. It has $1. Taxes is being skipped for right now. And then toiletries is also being skipped. It has $5. And travel, I actually was able to pay this off. So travel is at $0. No longer negative for right now. Tanner's mom is having surgery next week, so we have to go out of town to go be there for her. And we will probably accumulate a little bit of travel charges, but that's okay, because we would not miss that for the world. Moving into low priority, we have camping has just 20 and it's being skipped. Electronics has 15 and it's being skipped. Furniture and hosting are both at 0 and are being skipped. Sam's Club should have a balance, but I don't remember what it is. I will figure that out off camera. Self-care is getting 25. 20 and a 5. You guys, I'm so sorry that I keep bumping my camera. I'm sure that's really annoying for you. I have a new camera mount coming in the mail on Thursday, and I cannot wait. I hate this mount that I have. It falls over all the time, and it's not as adjustable as I would like it to be. So getting a good angle is hard. For spending money, Tanner and I are both getting 5. So we now have 20, 45, and 50 in my spending. And then Tanner's spending, after getting 5, should have 20, 45, and 50 as well. And that will do it for low priority. And then we will go into our medical binders next. There's just one category in here that we're stuffing. So I need to make labels. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing to make my A6 listing for the envelopes with labels. I'm going to make this binder some labels. But we have, let's see if I can remember all of these. This would be copays, deductible, dental, optical, over-the-counter, pharmacy, supplements, and then last is vitamins. The only reason I can remember that is because I have them in alphabetical order. But vitamins is going to get 25 today. So now we have 25, 6, and 7. Oops, that goes in this one. And that'll be it for our medical binder. Last up for our small binders is our pet fund. We will skip care, and the only one in here that we're going to do this week is food. And we will do just 20 in food for this week. So we have 25 and 26. Medicine has 2 miscellaneous treats, and that are all empty. So that's that. And then our last binder is our wedding binder. I'm getting closer every week to getting this one all paid off. Our wedding was in August. I would love to have this paid off by the end of the year. I would say of the money that we owe, like 90 to 95% of it is not on credit cards, so that is good. We are not paying interest on the things that we are paying back. We are just paying back our buffer. So I would love to have that all reconciled by the end of the year. That would be fantastic. But bride, I did take out, there was a couple of envelopes as a whole that I took out, and then some envelopes I took out some of the tabs for categories that we are already done stuffing. So bride, the only one we're stuffing in here is going to be makeup, and we are going to be putting 16. These 10s today are very soft. 15 and 16, that's a pretty common thread with the bank here that I have though. So we have 10, 25, 31, and 32 now in makeup. I think everything else in here is empty. Yes, all the other categories in this one are empty as of right now. Decor is empty. Food is getting stuffed. Brunch will get 30. 20 and a 10. So now we have 20, 40, 50, and 60 in brunch. And then the reception will also be getting 30. That's 20, 40, 50, and 60 in reception. That was to pay for food for the reception at our wedding. We did not do catering. We made our own food. We did pulled pork, and then my mom made potato salad. My cousin made baked beans, and we made like an Italian pasta salad, and it was delicious and way cheaper than going the catering route. Gifts, there's a couple categories in here that are being stuffed. Bride is the first one. I think everything else is empty. Yes. So bride will get 20. So now it has 40. And then groom is going to get stuffed as well. And this stuffing, I'm adding 7. This should pay off Tanner's gifts that I had got him. So that should be good. I should be able to take that tab out after this week. And then groom, we are stuffing groom, we're stuffing clothes. We are going to be adding this last 15, so we now have 10, 20, and 25. And Tux is also empty. I think I actually paid off his Tux, so I might be able to take that out. But then we have miscellaneous and favors, which I think I'm done paying on. I'll have to double check on that. And then for vendors, the only thing left that we're paying on is flowers. So that was all of the bouquets for my bridesmaids and my, not mine, just my bridesmaids, and the boutonnieres for the groomsmen. Those we're paying on. We did wood flowers for those, and I ordered those from Sola. They turned out so good, you guys. I can't wait to share pictures. I'm so excited. I just turned in my final picture list to our photographer. So she took probably like 3,000, or she sent me probably about 3,000 to 4,000 photos that weren't just like completely blurry. And then Tanner and I went through them and picked out which ones we wanted her to edit. And then we actually get to keep all of them. So she sent them to us on like a little SD drive. So we get to keep all of them unedited, and then we got to pick however many we wanted to have her edit. I think the list was like 550 long, so I cannot wait to get those back. I'm so excited, but I will definitely share a couple of pictures once I do get those back. And then our rentals, we're still paying on those. We had 2 different table rentals that we're paying for. So we had rentals from here in town and then another place out of town, because nowhere in the town that I live does round table rentals, and I really was set on having round tables for the guest seating. So we got those from another town, the same town that we had to go to pick up Tanner's Tux rental, so it wasn't a big deal to pick those up. And then we ordered 3 porta potties for our reception, because we had our wedding at a private residence. It was at a close family friend's residence out of town, and she didn't want to have 200 people traipsing through her house. Sorry if you guys hear the train. So we ordered porta potties, and we are needing to pay for those. And then we have our honeymoon. We have like $2,000 and some saved for our honeymoon. I need to order quite a few things. And then stationery, there's nothing in here right now. I did have categories, but I took them out to take some product photos. And then I don't think I'm going to add them back in, because really the only thing left for stationery that we need to buy is our thank you cards. I think we have plenty of stamps, so just the thank you cards. I don't even need the envelopes. I have plenty of those. So I think I'm just going to leave that with no dividers. So that is going to wrap up this week's cash stuffing. We are all out of cash. Thank you guys so much for coming back for this video, and to show your support for the channel, make sure that you hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, and smash that like button. But I will catch you in the next one. Bye!